Jen, thank you so much for being there today with me during a
Good morning. We had a late night last night and with a big event, so my voice is a bit croaky, I'm afraid, and I can't guarantee my brain is in full working order yet, but
amazing.
we'll try and get through it. I'm sure we will.
That's the best way to start an interview.
Well, yes.
So, like, I'm not sure about what I'm going to say, but...
Me neither. Well, I mean, my life is all about sort of not thinking about what I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's going to be okay. Thank you so much for your time. I know you are more than busy lately, especially these days. We are in Tuscany for RSVP, a special boarding school, so a complete new format.
It's a new concept.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and I'm part of the RSVP family I've been part of the family for a while now, and I really love everything you created for the industry. So thank you first about that. And I really wanted to talk with you and all of us about how important is the networking and the amazing power of it. And this is the reason why you created the RSVP at the very beginning.
Yes, I mean, our industry has two parts of it really. There's the top 10% of the industry that deals with top 10% of budgets, and then the bottom 90%. And I imagine most other industries are exactly the same. But at the very, very top end, the big budget gigs come from networking, referrals, and word of mouth. It's purely people. Technology plays a very small part in it in terms of the final decision making of the consumer to say, yes, I'm going to book you, Maddie, for my wedding photography. I'm going to book this venue, etc., etc. It is purely about human relationships. The bottom 90% is about SEO and Google advertising and Instagram and listing sites and things like that. But rich people don't look at advertising. Rich people will go off what they see and what other events they've been to, and from recommendations from people that they trust. What we do is we just oil the wheels of those conversations. Ultimately, that's what RSVP is, and within RSVP, so many people are working together on very large events, and they're keeping it within the community, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, in Vienna this year, we did our awards for Europe, Middle East, and Africa and Asia, and we gave our first award for collaboration, and I wanted to do it for a few years, but I thought, no, okay, we've got a large community now, and they're working together, so let's do one. And the winners of it were a wedding that happened in London last year, and I think 8 of our members worked on this wedding. I think it was easy to list the people who worked on the wedding who weren't RSVP members, and that was the largest, biggest budget wedding in the whole of the UK for the whole year. So we're absolutely delighted. It seems to be working. People tell me that it works. I mean, I don't want to.
This is the magic power of networking, and just to be part of this event. I had a conversation with one of the members lately, and we realized that basically, if you leave the dance floor, this is when actually you're wrong, because the real network starts when the official conference things, etc.
Absolutely, yes. I mean,
it's all about human.
Yes, people have said to me, "Why don't you do like one-to-one meetings in your events in terms of schedule one-to-one meetings?" And there's 2 reasons for that. One is that it's an admin nightmare. Okay, and my team are already completely overworked, so it's an admin. Policing it's difficult, making sure people turn up, but at the top end, the top 10%, the planners, and they are the buyers at the end of the day, they won't follow a schedule. They'll just ignore it. They'll just say, James, just go away. I'm off to the bar. Come and talk to me in the bar.
It's a joke for a planner to ignore a schedule.
Yes, exactly. Well, there we go. But they come here for a different reason, from that point of view. But no, the best connections are on the dance floor, making a fool of yourself, etc., etc., etc. But yes, no, that's and I think the thing about creating a community for this, Ask me the question again, and in terms of what
it's just like the superpower of networking, and this is exactly what you said, and what we realized that actually you are the official part of it, which is like, okay, let's sit together. We have conferences, we work with professionals, like you have all the official part of it, and then you have the reality, which is you work with people you like.
Correct.
And so you meet during this type of events, but you have fun together, you share the same personalities, the same values, etc. And this is how it works, and then how you're going to work together.
And it's also then, well, how do you guarantee that the right people are in the room? Because in theory, anyone can give us some money and come into the room, and mean, we don't have a very long application. We don't really have an application process, but the vast majority, the 90-something% of all members coming into the room come because they've been recommended by somebody who is already in the room.
Yeah, true.
So we don't need to go through a process.
Yeah.
You know, they've already been vetted. If an existing member sort of says, I think this person should come in, then that's easy. That's it. And then we have a chat with them, etc., etc. So it is, I mean, people say to me sometimes, okay, what's your process? You know, do you check the accounts and and I said, well, no, it's and because that might tell us some things which is wrong, or they give indications which is wrong, or too much information the other way. It's about the people relationships, and we've all been in the industry for a while. We're not 22-year-olds here, okay? You know, we're experienced in terms of what we do. We've dealt with some bad people, you know, over the years. We've dealt with some very good people, and we know who we want to work with now, okay? So, Maddie, I think you've introduced us people who are now in the room, and as does everybody else, which is fantastic. Makes my job very easy in terms of marketing, must admit. But it's also it's also what we preach to you, because your good gigs will come from networking, referrals, and word of mouth. So we're just doing exactly what you're doing, and that is then self-policing in a way. I mean, if there's a bad actor in the room, people will find out very, very quickly, and it's happened twice, I think, in all these years that someone came in, they weren't right, so
and they won't come back. Worst case scenario, like they come once and they don't fit with the mindset, and they won't come back.
But we aren't a clique. This is the thing. We're the whole thing is a clique. We don't have cliques within the community, and that's very, very important to me. Everybody is equal in the room, and that's how I created it. We are socialist republic. Basically, everybody is equal. A capitalist socialist republic.
Exactly true. And I have this conversation with one of the venue, and there's the first time they come here, and I was like, "Welcome to the family. You'll see here, nobody cares who you are, where you come from, what you try to sell to others. Or we are all the same equal, and there is no like." Usually in our industry, you have kind of a pyramid, you know, with like the wedding planners and different vendors, etc. Here, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. Like, we are first humans. We share like some mindset, some values, and then let's see if we can work together. This is the next step.
Yeah.
But it's actually pretty rare to see on site talking with someone about a project or a job or something. This is something that comes after the events. So it's actually very
And part of it is, I mean, look, I think we do education. I think you know, I'm a head of education. I don't think anybody else has that. We curate the education very carefully, and then we do the evening events. And the evening events are a bit crazy. They're irreverent. They're naughty. They're fun. I mean, you saw what we were doing last night. I mean, we put everybody into houses, and there was competition. I mean, I can't believe there wasn't a food fight. It was like a dining hall at school, wasn't it?
Yeah. Next time.
Michelin star food fight. There we go. That would have been quite funny. But it's also, I mean, on the first night, we had a pajama party. Everyone was dressed as what they're going to wear to bed. It's far, far easier to have a conversation with anybody when you're in your pajamas.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's exactly what I said. Like I said, like this is a very interesting way to meet each other. Like, hey, nobody sees me like that usually. You know, it's like, hey, nice to meet you. You know, so it's a way to put everybody on the same.
Everyone, and you know, people. We don't have lanyards with different colours saying that I've been to more events than you have. You know, we just don't do that. We don't care. We don't care. Everybody is equal in the room, and everyone should be treated equally in the room.
Yeah.
There's no cliques or anything like that.
To go a bit further about these concepts, it's not only about that type of events. You created a club, like an entire community.
Yes.
It's like you have shorter, smaller events during the month.
Correct.
But you have like this special bond between all the members. And this is something like we also have like a club called the C-Suite Club. And this is something we really try to work a lot on, which is to create a very special link. Then when you have a question, when you have a doubt, when you need any feedback, the first reflex is to ask someone from the community.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that on a daily?
It's well, the core of our brand is actually 365 community. It isn't just community. It's the fact that we operate all year round. We don't just operate when an event happens. we do a lot of events. Most months we're doing something somewhere in the world, and any member can come to any event. So and we don't expect every member to come to every single event, because otherwise they'll have no work.
Sometimes we do have to work.
But we do a weekly podcast. Okay, we do a weekly newsletter. Anybody at any time can go onto the website and look at the list of all the members and contact them. Okay, and anybody can email me or Grace or any member of the community if they want an introduction to anybody else as well, and that happens, on a regular basis. Myself, I probably talk to 20 members a week over Zoom or some other
You know all of them very well. You know exactly what they think.
Grace does as well.
Yeah.
We have a lot of members, so it's but I'm very, very proud about that half of my time is spent with existing members, because I'm finding out what's going right with their business, what's going wrong with their business, what trends there are in the industry. And that then feeds down to what the education needs to be.
What you can bring to them next.
Yes, what do they need to learn in terms of their business, which is fantastic. It's interesting looking at the differences in terms of different parts of the world. We operate in Europe predominantly, and the US. We have a few sort of members elsewhere, but really we are a European and American club. And it's interesting to see what's happening in those countries in terms of where budgets are going. Is there any tariffs or work restrictions and things like that? Is the political climate anywhere influencing the ability or the willingness of high net worth to spend money on weddings and parties? But that's really, really important that we are at the pulse, and we are growing. And I think my biggest challenge is to keep the beauty of that as we get bigger. And I mean, I would love to clone myself, but not possible, sadly. But that's my biggest challenge, I think, is to keep the beauty in terms of keeping in regular contact with
family mindsets, but
yes, with all the members, and then during the events as well, just making sure that there's no cliques, everyone's equal in the room, as we do.
It's fabulous, actually. When you think about it, you found a way to put together all these people, and it's a lot of people with their egos.
They seem to leave them at the door, and
everybody is aligned and find a way to there is no fight or anything.
And in this industry, everybody has an ego. They really do, and some are up there, some are a little down here, but everyone has an ego to a certain degree. But they do seem to leave them at the door.
It's impressive, sure.
I think because it's a community, they leave it at the door. They know that if they did something stupid, they will just look stupid, and that's the word.
And the entire industry will know it.
Well, yes, exactly. So it's again, it's sort of self-policing. I would love to write a book or do a masterclass in terms of how we did it, but
you should.
But half of it I can't remember, or it's happened by accident. So
it's a bad thing,
And I mean, I've always thought that. Sorry, I've got.
I need a drink.
I need a big drink. A brand really is the vision of the CEO. Okay, and look, I mean, I'm there partying. I'm not there till 3 a.m. because I've got to work the following day. I just leave you to it, in terms of the wee hours. But I think I'm there. I'm the one cracking jokes. Not taking myself too seriously, but that's the way I am.
You're gauging the vibe.
And if there was a different CEO, then he or she would maybe do something differently. But it seems to have worked out that the industry does sort of like this kind of attitude and way of doing things. And people are coming to our events, and joining the community and quite liking it.
You are the guide and the light is in the dark.
Well, I have a great team. I have a fantastic
team. Obviously, you cannot do that alone.
And then the team is amazing, and people. I mean, my standard line, which is completely true, is people come up to say, "Oh, James, it's an amazing event. Yeah, how do you do it?" Well, I said I don't do very much. I just get thrown up on stage and told what to say. That's all I do all night. The team does everything else. I mean, I'm very kind of hands off from that point of view. But
it's actually a very good introduction.
It's because I'm a terrible event planner. That's why.
But you know how to surround yourself by good people.
I've hired brilliant event planners in terms of working with that. I normally come up with a big idea, and then it gets sort of.
It's a specific actually skill to to know how to be surrounded by talented people.
Yes.
And you can be good at that and bad to.
Well, I think the CEO should be the dumbest person in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, not generally dumb. I mean, but they hire people who know more than they do about specific things. Take the advice around the room and then come to a decision, and that's really about what being a CEO is.
And it's a very good introduction to my last question, which is actually, in this industry, you work with people who we've seen crazy things. We work in huge events. We work with like on $1 million. Events. So how can you create events that we are still amazed when we see them, and we like, even if we've seen crazy things, we are still amazed when we are on the other side of the.
Well, there's a number of fundamental differences between the events that you do, and which I do, in that you have a paying client at the end of the day, okay, and you are at the mercy. I mean, if that client doesn't want the big James Bond party, or pajama party or a Cinderella party, or hasn't got the budget to execute it, then you have to tell them that. I mean, I get everything for free. Okay, sorry. I mean, I'm not. I mean, everyone because it's a sponsorship, it's a partnership, and you wanted to do the photography at our events because you know that you're advertising what you do to the community, and the community will love you even more, and they'll hire you. And that's exactly the same for anything else. So in a way, I'm like a media company from that point of view, with a very select readership, close inverted commas. But what it means is, yes, I talk to the members on a regular basis, but really the company, can come up with the craziest ideas. And as long as we can find the partners, individual partners, to actually say, that's a great idea, then fuck it, let's do it. For that kind of attitude. And but also I think you like going to events where you don't have to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
For once, we are on the other side.
You're on the other side.
We really appreciate it.
Yes, you are. So you can really let your hair down. You can do everything you want. You can behave. You can be the guest at the party. Yeah. Okay. And which you normally are there behind a lens, working and having a bit of stress and God knows what. So we give you that. We give you the outlet. I wouldn't say we can do anything that we want. See, obviously there has to be some parameters.
You have more freedom than.
Well, I think we have more freedom than you do, which is
less formal. Like we don't need to be formal. Like, and I've never seen a pajama party on a wedding, I have to admit.
but you effectively have one client. I mean, yes, it might be a family wedding, but really there's one person paying for it, and that person is the decision maker. I have 500 members. I have 500 clients. I mean, and if I asked an opinion from everybody, I'd get 500 different opinions on. And
you will have ideas for the next year.
So I've got to make a judgment and go, well, will everyone like this? And it is usually, I'm sorry to say, what would I like? and we canvass the opinion to the team. And
someone has to take a decision at the end.
Yes, but it does seem to work. And
so far, so good.
Yeah, I mean, and as long as I don't lose my marbles and don't go a bit crazy, I think as long as we sort of continue to innovate and do crazy things. We don't do things which are absolutely uniquely original. We're not an artist creating a whole sort of movement from scratch or anything. We use popular culture to blend in. Like tonight, there's going to be a 1980s Back to the Future style high school prom.
You don't want to see that.
So yes, did the pajama party, and then in the past we've done Moulin Rouge parties in Paris and things like that. So if you take a theme that's already there, which people know. And the thing is, most people want to go to theme parties at the end of the day.
We did crazy things yesterday.
Yeah. And if it's a wedding, it usually isn't a theme party. Okay, for that point, because it's obviously
maximum. It's like white, like
exactly. So you're then looking at birthday parties and bar mitzvahs, but it's but we give you a chance, I think, to go to one of them, and they are crazier than probably a client would throw.
Yeah, definitely
as well.
That's amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much. Like we could talk during hours, but we have to go back and see the event.
Oh no, I do nothing during these events.
I have to do things. I have to attend the conference.
I'm going to catch up on my emails now. And my team are there in the background. They'll be
running everywhere.
And they're carrying stuff through, and I'm here being interviewed.
No, but what I take from all of this is like whatever is your industry, you can always find events. you can always find an opportunity to network. And if you can add some fun on it, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, our brand values are this: it's irreverence. So, like a few weeks ago, we were in Miami doing a smoke and mirrors event. Because because I think the whole world because the whole world smoke and mirrors. Our industry is parts of it, etc., etc. You know, and I've done a party called "Fake It Till You Make It."
Yeah.
Did that in Istanbul a couple of years back. So we don't. It's quite irreverent. We don't take ourselves too seriously. I think people like that.
How it works.
Yeah.
This is how you discover the human part of each professional and how you create this.
And we are quite naughty in any kind of way you can think of.
You can see that on my stories. Definitely. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Anytime. And I see you tonight.
You will do. And you got your big prom. With the big hair and the shoulder pads.
I have a dress.
Yes. Okay.
It's already a lot. Okay. So step by step for me. I like next time I'm gonna be crazier every time I come back. But I have everything. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And a big thank you to you guys.
Thank you to the video team, to Vic and Josh.
Definitely need to mention that.
Yeah.
Big thank you. Thank you.
Okay.